less than a month before Dawntrail's release, and I am stressing out. I have barely finished Endwalker's campaign because I've just been too busy savoring content from the other expansions. There's just so much wonderful experiences out there that demand my undivided attention. So if you don't know, I've always been late to the party when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV's expansions, but I'm happy to say that for once in my life, I believe that I'll be able to stand side by side my fellow Eorzans on the eve of a Final Fantasy XIV expansion release. That is, if I manage to complete my checklist for things to do before Dawntrail's release. This is an open-ended personal list and in no way indicative of any requirement needed to start Dawntrail, but it does brush up upon lots of legacy content from past expansions that you viewers watching may have forgotten or left in the back of your head, as well as some helpful errands that may ease the transition to other expansions, whether you're starting from the beginning or just recently coming off of Endwalker. Hopefully, this video serves as a friendly reminder, and if you think there's an item that should be on this list, feel free to chime in below in the comments. For now, on with the video. Alright, so the first obvious item is finishing the Endwalker storyline. I would definitely rank this a hard second place in terms of the storytelling, but there are a lot of cool details here, such as being able to get into specific dialogue routes with the Scions, which is pretty cool. Next is Beast Tribe reputations. Besides grinding these daily quests for the ventures, experience, ingredients, as well as some cool gifts, Swarm reputation gifts give you a very special mount, and I'm definitely aiming to getting Swarm rep in not all, but at least one from each expansion, because that is just too time consuming to work towards all Swarm reputations for each expansion. Endgame content is going to tie into a lot of things I'm trying to get done on this list, but pretty much everything from the Alliance raids, as well as some exploratory missions like Bjorza and Eureka. There are also endgame quests which include the Hildebrand storyline, and some other special side stories. I am especially having a blast with the deep dungeon content, which are these floor-based roguelite experiences which start you off at level 1. Dawntrail hints at a 4th deep dungeon, so definitely have to play catch up with this content. So it was only recently I found out that you can advance your chocobo past the normal rank of 10 with the help of these Stavranian onions that are sold for absurdly high prices in the market. So there's definitely going to be gold farming to be had before I can max out my chocobo to level 20. There's a hunt system here in Final Fantasy XIV that goes all the way back to Heaven's Word. Sadly, I got lost in the myriad of things to do and totally skipped out on these opportunities, but hopefully I get a chance to go back and farm some regular and elite mark builds. And these grant everything from cool chocobo harnesses and also the mounts and minions. So leveling up your squadron has been lost on me for so long, but I just realized their use. Getting them to level 40 unlocks the captain rank in your grand company. They could also bring back scrolls for good free company rewards. A big one on this list is maxing out my Discipline of the Hand so that I can meld materia without always teleporting to the materia NPC. This will keep me in top condition when going through the Dawntrail story. I'm also maxing out my Disciple of the Land, good goals for gold and material farming as well. The best way I've been doing this is doing my Grand Company collectible daily and also farming in the Diadem endgame content for materials and then crafting, which allows me to access some Diadem collectibles as well. Scripts and tomestones are imperative to max out. They're usually farmed from doing dungeons or raids, and for scripts you can farm these from completing special collectible quests found throughout the main expansion cities. Completing these will come in handy to trade in for some good material and gear once the Dawntrail's tombstones and scripts merchants come through. Next is a feature that I'm not sure many people have been capitalizing on. That is maxing out my retainers. These are NPCs you can hire to sell your junk, hold things in storage, but also go on these excursions that yield you all kinds of rewards. With ventures in hands that you can usually get from the Beast Tribe merchants, you can level them up over time, which will scale how much rewards they would be able to retrieve. Guys, this is a passive gold and material maker. I would go max these out before Dawntrails comes in. Next item on my list is a very grind heavy one, that is trying to get a relic weapon from each expansion. So this is going to take everything from grinding in the exploratory missions like Jorza and Eureka, as well as everything from important side stories and quests such as the Hildebrand storyline. These are super flashy and I want to go into Dawntrail looking dope, so hopefully I can cross this one out before release. My Blue Mage progress has been pretty decent with all the online guides I've been using, but definitely have ways to go. Let this be a reminder to try my best to get to that 100% completion by the time Dawntrails comes out, especially since Dawntrails will introduce another enemy acquisition heavy job, the Beastmaster. Super excited for that one. The next items are also versions of a checklist in itself, and it encourages knocking out raids and dungeons, which is always good, and they yield you tokens which you can trade in for cool mounts, cosmetics or items, etc. These are the Wondrous Tales and the Fox Leaves completion list, something I recommend you put on your checklist to seriously maximize your completion potential. Next is a goal I've been working on ever since the beginning. I can never have enough free time to max out every job in 14, but what I can manage is maximizing every job role to level 90 before Dawntrail comes out. For myself, it's the White Mage for the healer, Dark Knight for tank, Ninja for melee, and Summoner for magical range. I'm still undecided on what my range physical DPS job will be, so let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments. Last on my list is just a bunch of extra but low priority miscellaneous stuff like collectibles such as gemstone farming. There's also the sightseeing log, the myriad of achievements. I'm also aiming for that Rathalos mount, but it's taking a lot of grind heavy completion for Wrathplate Plus. So that's the end of my list. Let me know if there are any other things on this list that I should aim to acquire before I go into Dawntrails. Until next time, happy adventuring y'all, and hopefully I'll see y'all on the dawn of the release for Dawntrails. Peace.